Go.
What's up, guys? This is episode 3 of the Thunderbird podcast. If you're here today, thank you so much for checking us out. Today, we're going to be recapping the NFL divisional round from the 2020-2021's NFL season. And let's get straight to it. First game,
All right.
Rams, Packers.
Yep.
Avery,
School.
what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on it?
One of my thoughts. Yeah. Scores 32-18 Packers. So my first thought is the Packers are the total antithesis of the Seahawks. Um, like in the sense that the Rams defense, I think they honestly played good. It's just for, but I mean they're playing the Packers, going to
Yeah.
Lambeau, playing Aaron Rodgers. It's a hard game, and honestly, so this is something I want to point out. A lot of people are already saying, "Oh my gosh, Jalen Ramsey got torched. Jalen Ramsey this, Jalen Ramsey that." He only allowed like 50 something yards, right? Like I think a lot of people are forgetting that. I mean, sure, 6 catches, but like that's less than 10 yards a catch, you
Mm-hmm.
know? In that one touchdown, that wasn't even really his fault. That was just, I think the other DB on that play, if you guys can remember that touchdown that Jalen Ramsey got scored on. But I think it was a bunch of the Packers did a bunch of trickery motion back and forth with Devontae Adams, and um, and the other DB was supposed to pick him up, and it didn't, and then like Jalen Ramsey didn't even get the chance to cover Devontae Adams. So a lot of people are like, oh yeah, haha, Devontae Adams got a touchdown on Jalen Ramsey. It's like, okay, yeah, he did, but it wasn't even like he got burnt or something, or Devontae Adams crossed him up. It was more so a good coaching call than anything.
Yeah.
So I like the Rams' performance, but the Packers are the Packers. Their offense, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. I mean, not that Devontae Adams had a great game, but still decent. 50 yards. I mean, but he was able to. The thing that makes Aaron Rodgers, one thing that makes Aaron Rodgers great is that in a game where Devontae Adams plays, decent, just okay, he was able to, spread the ball around. Oh gosh, there was a one. I think it was like to Valdez Scantling, that like beautiful like 50-yard touchdown right across the middle. You remember? Did you see that in the highlights or
I think, yeah, I think it was Robert Tanyan.
Robert? It might be, yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
Robert Tunyon actually. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the way he spreads the ball around, even when Devontae Adams is not having the best of his days, man, it makes the
It was
Packers
beautiful.
dangerous. That offense is just too good. And then I think I think the Rams' biggest struggle was their offense. They just couldn't.
Yeah.
They were keeping up with the Packers for a little bit, all the way up until the fourth quarter. That I think it was that Robert Tunyon touchdown that really like sealed the deal. It was
Hmm.
25-18 at one point. The Rams looked like they could have possibly pulled off, a comeback or at least tie the game, but that touchdown definitely sealed the deal. Um, so I mean, I think the Rams might have. I think they still would have lost, but they did have Cooper Cup out for the game. I think that would have helped a little bit. You know, their their passing game wasn't too, it's called flamboyant. It wasn't electric or anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, I still think they would have lost, but at the end of the day, yeah, the biggest struggle for the Rams is their offense, and I think that is the biggest reason why they lost this game. Other than the fact than other than the fact of how great the Packers are. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought this game was I thought it wasn't I mean I knew it was gonna be closer than I guess what the score suggested because the score suggested that the Packers like they blew the Rams out, which couldn't have been further from what the actual game was. The actual game was that the Rams defense, they were able to stop the Packers at certain times to give their offense like a chance to kind of catch up with Aaron Rodgers and such. But you got Jared Goff, who I think he's a decent quarterback. I don't think he's like necessarily he doesn't really have like a it factor to him. I don't really think he necessarily has like the greatest arm. But yeah, I mean, I just think the Packers defense it came to play more than anything. I mean, I think the Packers defense were the stars of the show because the Rams they were able to put up 30 points last week, and that was even when their starting quarterback John Wolford went down and they had to adapt to Jared Goff, and they were still able to put up 30 points. This week you just saw You just saw. I feel like it was just a team that was hanging on kind of by a thread, and then you just saw like a complete powerhouse team. And I think the powerhouse team were able to overtake it. The Packers offense. Aaron Rodgers looked good. To your credit, you mentioned the Jalen Ramsey thing. Yeah, I mean Jalen Ramsey, he still played a besides obviously with the touchdown, he still played a great game. I mean, he never really allowed any breakout plays from Devontae Adams, which I think is very. I think that is probably the one of the main reasons why he's probably like the best quarterback, cornerback in the league today.
Yeah, I
But
completely agree with that.
the Packers offense seems like a well-oiled machine. They have a run game with Aaron Jones, who I really like, Jamal Williams. I mean, their
AJ
passing
Dillon
attack, yeah,
as well.
yeah. I mean, and I feel like their passing attack is very. I'm not gonna say it's necessarily underrated, but it gets overlooked, which I guess is underrated. But
I
they
would
got
say
Devontae.
I would
Yeah,
say the receivers outside, like his connection to his receivers and tight ends outside of Devonte Adams is overlooked because everybody knows that right now this whole entire year the best quarterback receiver connection this whole season has been Rodgers Adams. That has not
yeah,
been overlooked, but I would agree that his connection to his other receivers has definitely been overlooked. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I feel like the Packers offense has a lot more than just Devontae and then basically like the big three: Aaron Jones, Aaron Rodgers, and Devontae. I
yeah,
think they have very good position players to
yeah.
and I think that's probably why this was Aaron Rodgers' best season because like I mean obviously he was motivated by the Jordan Love pick and all that stuff. Yeah, the last thing he was gonna do was go out on a sorry note.
Oh, for
And
sure.
yeah, so but yeah, and then like the Packers are going to be heading to the NFC Championship hosting, and I think they're going to be even better next week. And then as for the
We'll see.
Rams,
We'll see.
we'll see. I mean,
I mean,
in my humble opinion, I think they're going to be better next week.
I
Actually,
mean, they could be. I mean, Jalen Ramsey is the best corner this year that Devontae Adams has probably faced, and he still
yeah,
put up over 50. I mean, not that 50 yards is a lot, but Jalen Ramsey has held receivers down to worse.
yeah.
So
And for the Rams, I mean, I honestly, I don't think this season was like, I don't think this season was underachieving in any way. I mean, they made the playoffs, they went to the second round with quarterback troubles, that is. I mean, and they still had like the best defense in the league throughout the season, the fewest points allowed. I mean, so I think they still have like a lot of bright future to look up to. Now, whether they stick with Jared Goff,
I
that's
think
kind
they're
of the
going
one.
to.
I think they're going to. I mean, I would say Jared Goff. He's still kind of like he's still a player that I feel like he's never really been able to not get a chance to prove himself. More so, just like he's never really upped anything. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's never been the reason the Rams win. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean the year they went to the Super Bowl, the biggest reason I mean Jared Goff played great that season. Don't get me wrong, that was his best season. I
Yeah.
mean, I just only seen them into the Super Bowl, makes sense. So
Hmm.
but I think the biggest factor was just that offense was loaded with players. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, Brandon Cooks. I mean, they still have Robert Woods and Cooper Cup. Good for them to retain that, and that was probably Todd Gurley's best season.
Yeah.
Um, and and then even when I think Todd Gurley was out for a bunch of the playoffs, even I think they had, oh gosh, what's that one? Man, there's a running back who CJ Anderson, was it? I think
C.J.
came in.
Anderson. Yeah. 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 C.J.
Yeah.
Anderson.
Yeah. CJ Anderson came in and just, you know,
Additive.
the running game didn't really miss a beat in the playoffs. And
Hmm.
yeah, they just the Rams offense was just loaded. But I do agree that Jared Goff, he doesn't have like an it factor. I don't even know if I don't think I'd place him in my top 10 quarterbacks right
Oh
now.
no, 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 no.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, he might be on the upper half of the league. Maybe.
Yeah, no, no, I would say he's like on the
At
bottom
the
of the upper half. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. At the worst, he's just outside,
Yeah,
the upper half.
yeah.
So, I mean, I think with some development they can improve him. But one thing that's that doesn't favor his situation, or just as a quarterback, is a lot of these young quarterbacks have some running ability. Jared Goff doesn't scramble at all.
Yeah,
Jared Goff
pretty much a
is
pocket passer.
Jared Goff is the best young quarterback that does not scramble. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah, yeah. He's like one of
Yeah,
the few young
yeah, because
pocket
he's one of the
passers.
few young quarterbacks that doesn't scramble.
Yeah,
And I mean, for that, I mean, of that category of those small number of quarterbacks, God, I can't even really think right now of the other young quarterbacks who don't scramble. But Jared Goff, I mean, for being a non-scrambling quarterback and young, he does good. But
yeah,
yeah, he's definitely not like a super. He's not a stellar quarterback. But I do think he has potential for growth. So yeah,
yeah. I
and
do.
who
I think so. I think so too.
and who knows what happens next season? I was actually looking at some reports today that Jared Goff and Sean McVay's relationship is not too hot. But hopefully that can be improved. I mean, they got a whole off season to do it, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
I think they'll be. I think they'll be even a better team next year. I mean, they're definitely gonna get more
I think they can
weapons on
improve.
that
Yeah,
offense. Yeah, because that defense is stacked and for years to come. So you really just gotta get more weapons if you want to make Jared Goff develop and just the offense develop as a whole.
yeah. For me, I think the Rams are a team that's either going to be just about as good as they were next
Yeah.
year, or
Hmm.
they'll miss the playoffs. I mean, because I think they went like 9-7. So
Yeah.
or no, they went 10-6 actually. They went 10-6, which okay, that's not bad, but nonetheless. Um, yeah. As for the Packers though, let's see, man. Let's see what happens next week when they play the Bucks. But we'll get around to that. It's the last game to break down. Do you have
Hmm.
any other thoughts on the Packers Rams game? I thought it was a good game, and you were definitely right when you said the score does not reflect how close the game actually was.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
uh, I said earlier, the game didn't. The Packers didn't pull away until the fourth quarter, almost
yeah.
midway into the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I
So
mean, if there's one thing if there's one thing left that I have to say about this game, I would just say that I think both teams are probably going to be in like the same position that they were this year next year.
yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
mean, yeah, I can definitely see that. Want to move on to the next game?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Bills beat the Ravens 17-3. What do you think about that one?
Um, again, I thought it was a decent game. Obviously, with Lamar going down, it changed the entire landscape, like
Oh, for
of what
sure.
anybody could have predicted. But I thought before, so I'm gonna guess kind of split this game into two parts, basically before Lamar's injury and after Lamar's injury. So before Lamar's injury, I do think Lamar was struggling. I think the Bills defense was able to rattle him a lot into making like pretty much inaccurate throws, kind of like 2018 Lamar kind of stuff. You know, I can't really. It's hard to criticize Lamar because we already know like what to say. Oh, he can't throw and all this stuff, and all he does is run. I mean, but I could see Lamar yesterday. I could see him trying to win the game with his arm instead of his legs. And the only thing I would say to that is just that I would if a quarterback is having success running the ball and more so than throwing the ball, and he's able to do that for like 10 years rather than 16 years of just average just pocket passer quarterback play. I think I'd rather take the 10 years because Lamar he's able to he I do believe Lamar is able to take like the Ravens to a Super Bowl. I really do think he can. But it's just like he was able to beat Tennessee last week handed like not really handily, but he never really
But he
slipped
played
up.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. For three quarter, like the last three quarters, he played like the MVP that we saw last year.
Yeah.
So but and and then on the Bills side, I mean they played. I mean the Bills defense was basically they were basically controlling the game the entire time, and then the Bills
Yeah.
offense. I credit to the Ravens defense too because they were able to keep the Bills offense 17 points throughout the whole game. So I do. I can
Well,
see how the
actually,
what's up.
really, they kept him to 10 because one of those touchdowns was a pick six, which was
Oh
a
yeah, it's true.
great play. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It was yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good play. I mean, like, so I think that the Ravens defense, uh, I mean, they were always able to at least keep the Ravens in the game, and even after Lamar's injury, they were still able to keep they were still able to keep whoever the who's the backup,
Oh
Tyler
man,
Huntley or
Huntley, something like
Huntley
that.
like that.
Yeah, something like
Who
that.
and at first I thought he looks exactly like Lamar, like the
He
build and
kind of
everything.
did.
At first I thought it was Lamar. Oh, so Lamar's back in, but no,
Yeah,
but
he got back from pooping and came to save the day, like
yeah, but like
the
but
Ravens Browns game.
yeah, as soon as he started throwing and running, I could see, yeah, this isn't Lamar.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, it's just it wasn't it by no means was it a like exciting game. I would kind of say it was mostly a like kind of underwhelming game for what we expected from these two teams.
you think so?
It was I think it was just a defensive struggle, to be honest.
So,
I thought it was gonna be a shootout, but go ahead.
well, actually, I'm recalling what I'm gonna recall something you said last week. So you said this game was either going to be a shootout or it was going to be a defensive struggle. And well, you were right about one of those options. It was a defensive struggle,
Yeah.
and I agreed. And honestly, for as low scoring as that game was, I actually really enjoyed that game. Like both defenses really came to play. It wasn't because in low scoring games, ones I find super boring are ones that are just three and out, three and out, three and out. Get a first down. Oh, there you go. Actually, get one first down punt, get one first down punt. But this game featured, I think, both kickers missed two kicks. I know for a fact Justin Tucker missed two kicks. Oh my gosh! Speaking of which, man, when oh my gosh, he hit the crossbar twice.
Yeah.
When Al Harris said, "Oh, and he hits the crossbar again," I immediately thought that's the exact same thing he said with the Bears Eagles double doink, and I had a nice laugh to myself. I think I was on NFL memes and I saw someone comment that and brought me some joy that someone else caught that. But yeah, Justin Tucker not double doinked, but well, he kind of did, just not at once. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then I know Tyler Bass missed one, at least one. I think he also might have missed two. So, these teams at one point were driving in the first half. You know, they they were driving, and it was interesting. And I liked seeing the Bills being able to cover Lamar. They got to like one of the reasons why he wasn't successful is because they surrounded the pocket to the point where he couldn't make a good throw, but he also couldn't scramble out. You
Yeah.
know, Leslie Frazier, the Bills defensive coordinator, just he completely outcoached Greg Roman, the Ravens offensive coordinator. They anything the Ravens had on offense, the Bills had an answer for, and they were pressuring Lamar all night, and you could really see it on the play that he got injured, which is that sucks. I mean, sucks he got a concussion, um, but on that play, like I just remember thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, this D line is just, and not even the D line. They were using some great blitzes too to get to Lamar, some great corner blitzes, and I was like, oh my gosh, that they're just all over him. He can't do anything. He can't do anything. It was a really great coach game by Leslie Frazier, and yeah, the Ravens defense also played really good. The only time the Bills really shined on offense was that first possession right after the half. They got that touchdown, Allen to Stephon Diggs. Just a nice steady drive, you know. But other than that, they didn't really do much. And then, man, I thought we were gonna start getting that shootout game when the Ravens started driving. Oh man, that pick six that Lamar threw was not a good read. It wasn't a terrible read, but it wasn't a good read either. And
Yeah.
Taron Johnson, the Bills DB who picked it off, returned it to the house. Yeah, he made a great read, and that what a play that was. 101 yards, I think.
Yeah, it was insane. It was a
Yeah.
insane. It was one of that's probably one of the best picks
Yeah.
this year by far.
For sure
Yeah.
this year. Actually, I can't really think of another like interception this year that was. Well, actually, I
I think
think Xavier
I think
Howard got a one hander.
Yeah, it was that one, and then no one of the Colts guys, he's able to catch it like that.
Oh
One of those.
yes, I
Yeah, you
remember.
know the
Oh,
name of it.
gosh, who are they playing? I remember that.
The Lions, maybe. I think they were playing the Lions.
Might have been the Lions. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think it was the Lions
it was
actually.
the Lions.
Yeah, yeah, because that game was pretty close for a bit, and then that pick kind of just totally turned around, and then the Colts blew up the Lions after that. Yeah, 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 I remember that. That was a great interception. My God, but yeah, just the just the return and everything. It was a great read, and
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed this game because it wasn't just purely, three and out, three and out, three and out, first down, punt, first down, punt. There were actually wasn't, for how low scoring the game was, there actually wasn't a lot of punts.
I mean, I know I did predict it to be a defensive struggle. I guess I just wasn't predicting like this kind of defensive struggle. Like I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting like the Ravens to be completely, basically like shut out, besides
yeah.
for the 3 points.
I mean, they should
Um,
have had at least nine, but Justin Tucker
yeah,
double
just
doinked.
and so like I thought it was gonna be. I guess I thought it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna be in that 14, 10, 17, 10, 17, 13. I thought it was gonna be in
Yeah,
that.
I didn't think it was gonna be 17-3. Like I didn't think the Ravens were gonna only put a single digit number.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I got what I predicted, but it wasn't done in the way. And plus Lamar went down. I thought there was gonna be
Yeah,
a whole Lamar versus Josh Allen.
yeah. I
But
mean, that
yeah, I
happened
mean,
what, midway in the third quarter or something, later in the
yeah,
third quarter.
yeah, it was like in the third. It was something. I think it was the midway third quarter, and then after
Yeah.
that, it was the guy. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, I just thought this game. I don't know. I like if it's gonna be a defensive struggle. I still want to see. Still want to see like it's. This is just like the football viewer fan in me. I want to see like the big stars going at it, and if punts happen
Oh
or if
yeah,
like
for sure. I
diving
mean,
plays result in nothing, then I'd rather see that. To be honest.
for me, I mean, look, I love high scoring games too. The Rams Chiefs games a few years back, the 54-51 game was one of the best games, if not the best game I've ever seen, and many people have ever seen. But I don't know. For me, I think the biggest thing I hope for is, as long as it's not a freaking punt fest, you know.
Hmm.
I those are the boring games where I'm like, okay, like, or if it's just a game of field goals, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like those games suck too. Um, but yeah, it wasn't either of those, so I liked it. I liked seeing how dominant the Bills defense was. Because I mean, typically their offense is just on fire, you know, but I really like seeing how dominant the Bills defense could be. So
Hmm.
I enjoyed the game, and I'm very impressed with the Bills.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I'm excited for the AFC Championship. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, yeah. I'll talk more about it once we get to
Oh,
that.
for sure.
Once we get to the Chiefs Browns game. But looking to the future, I still think both teams have very high ceilings. You know what I mean? I still
Oh,
think
for sure.
Baltimore. I think Baltimore is pretty much set with Lamar at quarterback for like at least the next 4 years,
And
and
yeah, at least.
I think Josh Allen. I think he's gonna make the Bills a contender for at least a decade. I mean, the Bills, they're basically the Patriots in that division now. They kind of just swapped it, and
Yeah.
so I see them
The
being like the team to beat in that division.
yeah, the only other team that can come up on the Bills right now in the AFC East is the Dolphins.
Yeah.
The and even with, like, unless Tua all of a sudden like jumps and is like really good next year, or if they trade for Deshaun Watson, which that is a topic we got to talk about in the future.
Yeah.
The whole Deshaun Watson situation. Unless they can get Watson, or unless Tua just magically just like becomes great, the Bills are gonna own that division for a little
Yeah.
bit. Dolphins may make the wild card, um,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
winning the division against this Bills team, that's tough. That's
Hmm.
tough. But I mean, as great as the Bills are right now, I don't think it's going to be as easy as it has been for the Patriots. Because when the Patriots winning their divisions, they're like, honestly, I can, like, they had that, what, 11-year stretch where they won the division every single year.
Hmm.
I can't remember a single one of those years where the Patriots were close to not winning it.
Yeah. Me neither. If I'm being honest, I can't. I can't recall.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I can't recall a single time where, oh my gosh, the Patriots, that they might not win the division. Like almost every year, they won the division 3 or 4 weeks before the season was even over. You know,
Hmm.
so, but I'm just simply saying I don't think it's gonna be like that for the Bills because of the Dolphins. But I still see the Bills winning the division as much,
Yeah.
or maybe not 11 years straight, but you know they'll get a lot of division titles in these next 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the way Josh Allen is playing. Yeah, this team has a lot of stability going into the
Yeah,
future.
it's a very and like think about it. They don't really have a run game or a pass rush,
The
but yet
run
they're
game is
still
okay. It's not bad, but it's not.
it's all right. Like
I'd
it can
say
barely get the job done, I think. But
I'd
it's not
say
like
of the four remaining teams, including the Bills, they probably have the worst rush game.
yeah.
But I mean, hell, Josh Allen is throwing darts
Right.
left and right.
Yeah, as long as you got Josh Allen, you're pretty
Yeah,
much set.
Josh
You're
Allen,
pretty much
Stephon
there.
Diggs. I'd say that's probably the second best quarterback receiver combo this year, is
Yeah.
Allen and Diggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the Bills Ravens game?
Um, I think both teams are pretty much. I think this was even though the score was low, I still think it's always nice to see two basically these are gonna be like the young elite franchise quarterbacks for like the next 10 years in the AFC. Like, there's gonna be like the new Roethlisberger, like Manning. It's gonna be like the 2000s, how that was.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah.
so it's always exciting to see. It's always exciting to see these young quarterbacks square off, and I think
So
next year is gonna be even better. What's up?
yes, yeah, no, I agree. So with that said, I got a question for you. So right now, everybody thinks that Mahomes is going to be the next Tom Brady. I think both me and you agree on that as well.
Yeah.
Um, and we had a talk a while back. You said there is no, because I was trying to think who is the Peyton Manning, you know, to Mahomes, right? Who is his Peyton Manning, his big AFC competition, right? Do you think that Josh Allen could be that be like, Tom Brady's Peyton Manning? What do you think? Or sorry, Mahomes is Peyton Manning. My bad.
See, Josh Allen has always he's always fit more the Ben Roethlisberger role. Clearly, Lamar
The
Jackson.
thing is though about Josh
What's up?
Allen though,
What?
the thing is about Josh Allen and Ben Roethlisberger, that comparison, Josh Allen just like he's he's even bigger he's even stockier. I think that's a better way to say it because Ben Roethlisberger's a little chubby, not terribly chubby, but he's a little chubby. He's big, but you
Well, I'm
know,
talking about like the 2000s Ben Roethlisberger. All
oh
of these
yeah,
comparisons are
okay,
based off the 2000s versions of these quarterbacks. You know what I mean?
okay, 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 okay.
So like like it's so hard because there's
I don't
so
know.
many
I
quarterbacks.
just
Like, if a gun to my head, honestly, like I feel like, and this is not even me trying to be a Charger fan or just trying to be biased, and I think you kind of already know where this is going. Like, Justin Herbert has the makings to be Mahomes' perfect rival. Gunslinger,
okay. All right,
throws a
that's
deep
fair.
ball, arm talent, and like I mean, when
Yeah,
you
no,
see
that's
him,
completely fair.
he throws an amazing, like, you can he's like a quarterback's quarterback, and he's like
Yeah,
the perfect, like, he's the like him and Mahomes are like
and he can run too
they're
a little bit.
and he can run too. Like, so I think if I had to compare one quarterback to be Mahomes's like Peyton
Peyton
Manning
Manning.
rival esque, it would be Justin Herbert
I
for
mean,
sure.
hey, and even better, they are
They're in the
actually
same division.
rivals.
Yeah,
Yeah, they actually are rivals. So I'm excited. The Chargers did just hire Deuce Staley. Real quick before we go back in playoff discussion. How do you feel about that? You got a defense, a competent defense, at least what it seems, a competent defensive coach. I mean, the
so
Rams ended up as the number one defense in the league.
So I
How,
saw
what do you
I
think?
saw on Twitter reactions. Many of the few Charger fans they were very underwhelmed. I'll just say, I'm not really underwhelmed. Obviously, my first two choices and kind of like my only two choices were Eric Bieniemy and Brian Dable. We
Yeah.
didn't get them, which is it's a shame, but. The reason I like Brandon Staley is
Deuce Staley.
this is Brandon Staley technically.
Is it Brandon Staley?
Yeah.
Oh, Deuce. Deuce is I can't remember his last name. Deuce is the
I don't even know who Deuce Staley.
I can't remember his last name right now, but Deuce something for the Eagles. I think he's a running backs coach. He's a potential candidate for the Eagles coach. Maybe that's where I'm getting that mixed up with.
But
Brandon
anyway,
Staley.
Brandon Staley, yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So the reason I'm excited about it is that this is like our first defensive this is the first time we've hired a defensive coordinator to be the head coach since Marty Schottenheimer, and I love Marty Schottenheimer. And so I think people are they're kind of shooting this down a little too early. I'm actually excited for it. I mean, look at what he did with the Rams defense this year. They were like fewest points allowed, or what are the Chargers known for? We give up points to to everybody. We let the Jets score 28 points. Are you kidding me? So I think in the long term, because I don't know how good we're gonna be this year. Obviously, if we're good, we know we're good. But I think long term, it's gonna play us out really well because our defense has always been very, very, very underwhelming. Besides, like maybe 2018, other than that, like our defense has kind of been underwhelming, and so I'm excited for it. I mean, we had Schottenheimer took us to he almost took us to the AFC Championship when we were 14-2. But I see a lot of success coming from this, and he's a young guy. Obviously, the NFL is following ever since Sean McVay. The NFL has moved towards a young, give us a young coordinator or a young assistant coach to be
Yeah,
to be the head coach. And the Chargers, they obviously were going to follow in that trend. And I like the hire. If I'm being honest, I really do. I'm excited.
yeah, yeah. I think it can be well. I mean, I just want to see more of but I do like the hire. I think it's a good hiring.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back to the playoffs. Want to
Yeah.
talk about the Chiefs Browns game?
You want go ahead and pop this one off first.
All right. All right. Yeah, I'll pop it off. So, 22-17 Chiefs. Man, what a this was this probably was the best game I think of the divisional round personally. Um it looked like the Chiefs were going to pull away and just completely blow the Browns out of the water and then miss field goal right at the start of the second half cuz Baker Mayfield threw that interception and then the Chiefs got the ball 19-3 and I was like, "Oh god, oh no, they're going to score a touchdown right here. Oh, this is going to be a blowout." And then he missed the field goal and then Browns right down the field march get a touchdown. Baker Mayfield and the Browns played good. They I think everybody knows they were snubbed on that missed helmet to helmet
Yep.
call because man, that's that's so one of the most unfortunate things. Like it's just one of the most BS things that can happen is you fumble out of the back of the end zone and then it ends up being the other team's ball. Like
Hmm.
a lot of people after that game are like that rule needs to be scrapped. What do you think? I'm just not sure what. I mean, I'm totally fine if it's scrapped. Um, I'm just not sure how. Like, I haven't heard any suggestions really on how to solve that rule. Actually, wait, I do have my own, but I want to hear what you think.
I personally I don't understand the rule. If you fumble out of the end zone, it's considered a touchback for the other team. I honestly don't. I think that's a terrible rule. I'm on.
Yeah,
I don't get how it magically becomes the other team's ball. I mean, in any other case, the other needs. This guy, I mean, he fumbled into the end zone and went out, and so the Chiefs get the ball automatically. And plus, the helmet to helmet rule. I
yeah,
mean,
that was
already
miscall.
missed call. I think happens a lot in Chiefs games. Yeah, they get a lot of fortunate calls for them. But yeah,
A lot of
that
people are saying the Chiefs are the next Patriots.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, honestly, when you do look at it that way, I mean, who does the NFL want as as like the elite team? Do they want the Browns, who've been the laughing stock for basically 20 years, or do they want the new, like the best quarterback, the best team? It happens. It's theories, but going back to the rule, yeah, I don't like it. I think you need to have a clear recovery. I think if it does fumble out, then you just put it. I think you just put it at the spot where he fumbled. I mean, it's that easy.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
Yeah, so the thing is, it's out of the back of the end zone, right? And
Yeah.
so it's like, well, obviously you're not going to call a touchdown, right? Because he didn't put the ball in himself. So if you, I would say just give him like I would say just give him first and goal at the 10-yard line. Honestly, I mean, and now I was thinking about it, I'm like, you know what, that rule is kind of dumb because if you're if you don't fumble out of the back of the end zone, right? If you don't fumble out of the back of the end zone, if you like, let's say you're at literally any other spot on the field except your own end zone, only then would I be like, okay, yeah, that's a safety.
Hmm.
I mean, and that is a safety if that happens. That rule's okay. Um, but like, let's say, yeah, you're just like at the 50, and you felt if you as an offense or you're running back, you fumble the ball out of bounds, you retain possession of the ball. So if you're advancing the ball forward, as long as it's not going to the back of your end zone, if you're advancing the ball forward and it just so happens to go out back of the end zone you're trying to score in, why then does it not why do you not get the ball, you know?
Yeah.
But
I don't.
if I fumble at the 50, it's still my ball though. If I fumble out of bounds, like, so why? So that, yeah, that actually is a really dumb rule. Now that I think about that, so yeah, I think one way to solve that is just give them first and goal at the 10-yard line, easy,
Hmm.
you know, because they were right there. They're about to score a touchdown, and they just so happened to fumble out of the back of the end zone. So yeah, I just say give them first and goal at the 10-yard line. That's that's a suggestion I have to fix that rule because yeah, that is a dumb rule. I think the Browns deserve that touchdown on that drive. And hey, had they scored that touchdown, the Chiefs not scored on any other drive, Browns win that game.
Yeah.
Browns win that game, which is crazy. You know, um, yeah. Honestly, this game was close. One thing I liked is how the Browns defense actually played pretty decent. The Chiefs only scored 2 touchdowns. The rest was field goals.
Yeah, I feel like the Browns they played better the more the game went on because I still think in the beginning, but it's like Mahomes never lost a beat, which was surprising, but not
Yeah,
that surprising because it's Mahomes.
it's Mahomes.
But yeah, you could tell like the Browns at first because like first off, you're the Browns, so you're not really facing in the regular season elite teams, and so obviously they were going to be shook when you face the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, but credits, kudos to them because they literally adjusted like midway through the second quarter, and they were able to like stifle them, only getting field goals, and then in the second half, you just saw a completely different Browns defense. They were just not letting him. They were not letting, and I know Chase McDaniel was mostly out there for the second half.
Chad Henne.
Chad Henne, Chase McDaniel. I was thinking of whoever that other guy was. So yeah, Chad Henne was basically, and but I will say this: there's the Browns were able to stop in the second half, but kudos to Andy Reid because
Yeah.
I don't
Oh
get how
my
he's able
gosh.
to, like, you're the best quarterback in the league goes down with an injury, and you're still able to have a somewhat efficient offense with Chad Henne. And he was letting Chad Henne sling it out there. I mean, he wasn't. It's not
Yeah,
like it was just run,
yeah.
run, 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 run. It was like
I mean, there was
run,
mostly running,
pass.
but
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, kudos to them because like I honestly thought as soon as the score went from as soon as the score went from 22 to 17, I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I was like, I mean, if the Brown and there was still a lot of time left, so I think the Brown, I was like, the Browns could honestly pull this off. They just got to stop the Chiefs, but that's the one thing they were never really able to stop the Chiefs. Like
Yeah.
it would be third down, throw to Tyreek Hill. It's like, oh,
Gosh, I
and then
know. And then
it's
there's
gonna be
that
third
one
down again.
scramble that Chad Henne had.
Yeah, Chad Henne all of a
Oh
sudden wants to be
man.
Lamar Jackson, and
Yeah,
it
right,
works
right.
for them. So I think more so than anything, the Browns just need to work on their defense this offseason because
For
the
sure.
offense is
Yeah.
the offense is real. Baker has developed. I think Baker's development doesn't get enough credit. He's
Oh, for
developed.
sure.
He's developed into a mature signal caller. Like he's. I can honestly say he's in the top 15 quarterbacks of the league right now
Yeah.
by
Oh,
far.
for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah. Oh, top 15 for sure. I
yeah,
would say he's just barely floating outside top 10.
yeah. He's like 12 or 11.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I like the way Baker Mayfield played this game. Nick Chubb was eventually able to start establishing a solid run game. Yeah, gosh, I'm upset that the Browns lost. Because they were so close. They were so close. But Andy
Yeah.
Reid with the big balls and the great coaching play, just and Chad Henne, like you said, trying to just pulling his Lamar Jackson impression for a second there. Yeah. Man, it was so close.
I'm honestly, I wasn't
But I am
disappointed
impressed.
that I wasn't disappointed that the Browns lost. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, you saw what you see what Chase Claypool said like last week. How he said like the Browns were gonna get
They're
clapped.
gonna get clapped.
It's
Yeah,
like first off, he's a clown.
he's a
So
clown.
yeah, I don't. He's now on my one of my least favorite players list because
Yeah,
he's
him
such
and
a
him and Juju.
yeah. Him and Juju should be married to each other. It's like a
Yeah,
match made in heaven.
they're
But
the most immature players in the league right now.
exactly. But the Browns not only did they not get clapped, they were able to stifle Mahomes for most of the second quarter.
Yeah,
So which is what I guess some teams have done it, but not to the extent that I saw the Browns do it because like Mahomes was kind of ineffective before he went down.
yeah,
So, but yeah, man, I think the Browns, like the Bills and the Ravens, their ceiling is extremely high too. They just need to fix up the defense, mostly the run defense, because I think the run defense is very questionable. Pass defense, I think they just had a few injuries this year, which I think is easily fixable. So yeah, I think the Browns have another high ceiling. The Chiefs have another Super Bowl to look forward to, and so yeah, yeah.
yeah. All right. Any other thoughts you have on the Browns Chiefs game? All I have to say is I was very impressed with the Browns, even though they lost. I look forward to probably seeing the Browns in the playoffs next year.
Yeah,
I think
me
they
too.
can make the playoffs again next year.
Yeah, the Browns are instantly they're now one of my favorite teams to watch now just because like how like just how intriguing their situation is.
Yeah,
They're instantly becoming one of my big teams to root for.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, it's great. It's great to see. Yeah, because they totally were the laughing stock of the league, and well, now they're not. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. I fear my Eagles might become that, but that's another topic.
Yeah.
That's another topic. Um, oh God. Anyways, yeah, you want to move on to the Bucks Saints game?
Let's move on to it.
Yeah, dude. What a man. It's so bittersweet, man. Like so I was happy because I predicted the Bucks to win. My little genius moment. Everybody was like, "Oh, come on, the Saints are gonna win. They're gonna pull. Come on, the Saints. They beat them once, and then they smacked them in the regular season. Come on, are you kidding me? The Saints are gonna win this game. It's in New Orleans." What did I say, everybody? What did I say? The Saints always just collapse in the playoffs. They always do. This is 4 years in a row now. They collapse in the playoffs. Come on, people. Like my genius came to play a little bit. I was right. You know, Bucks got the dub.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you, AJ.
Yeah. But when I say it's bittersweet, I was happy. Just the fact that I predicted that game right. Also, how well the Bucks defense played, forcing four turnovers
Four
actually.
turnovers. Yeah.
Yeah, three interceptions and a fumble recovery. Um, but it's bittersweet because this is probably Drew Brees' last game ever.
Hmm.
And for me, like it's sad. It's sad, man. This is the like assuming because it's very likely. I mean, uh, Jay Greaser. I don't think that's his name. Jay
Jay
something.
Glazer. Jay
Jay
Glazer.
Glazer. Thank you. Yeah, like right before the game started, he was like, "Yeah, guys, it's confirmed. Breeze is retiring after the season." And then after the game, you could definitely tell. Like Tom Brady, like what he said to him, he's like, yeah, like, you know, great, love playing with you, bro. I'll be in touch, like, And then they had that moment after the game where he's playing with his kids, like, you know. And then when Drew Brees ran into the tunnel, like the way he looked back at the stadium, you just knew, like, yeah, that's it, man. Like
Yeah.
it's the end of an era. Drew Brees is the only my time watching the NFL. I've watched it for 12 years now. Drew Brees has been the only quarterback I've ever seen for the Saints. The only one.
Same. He's
Yeah.
been quarterback my entire. Well, he was my Chargers quarterback for a while, but for my football watching career, he was always the Saints quarterback, and
Yeah.
he was awesome, man. He was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I mean, obviously not a great game to go out on, but I mean, hey, you know, they
But he played his last game in the playoffs instead of
and
you
in
know
New
what I'm saying,
Orleans.
in New Orleans. So
Yeah. Played it
I
at
still
home.
yeah,
Yeah.
against basically
Yeah. And
like
he lost to Tom
his rival
Brady.
contemporary. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Contemporary. I mean, I would say Tom Brady's a little bit better, but in terms of overall career success, but nonetheless, yeah, he lost to Tom Brady. It's not like he lost to some random coming up quarterback. It's not like he lost to like Mitchell
Or,
Trubisky or
or
something.
Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke. Yeah, he didn't lose to him. He didn't lose to, he didn't lose to Kirk Cousins, something like
Yeah.
that. He lost to the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You know, so like I mean, yes, it sucks. It was a bad game to end off of, but hey, as you said, it was in the playoffs. It was in New Orleans. It was against Tom Brady. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that he's not going to be their quarterback next season. Like, it's done.
Yeah, it really feels
Done.
like it really feels like of like the five, I guess, old back Brady, Rogers, Breeze, Roethlisberger, and because those have always been like the five. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
always like the five that have stuck with us since like the 2000s, and to see
Yeah.
one of the dominoes fall, you can only
Yeah.
suspect that.
For me, I remember the first big retirement that I remember that was just like, whoa, this is crazy. In terms of quarterbacks, was Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
Yeah, Peyton Manning was like the first big quarterback for me. I was like, whoa, like this is
he's
wow. Like
gone.
I can't believe Peyton Manning is retiring. And then
Yeah,
Eli retired, and for me that was really weird because as an Eagles fan, this is the guy I've been like. Actually, no, before I get to Eli Manning, Tony Romo actually retired first. Actually, for me personally, that was even weirder.
hmm
And for me, it was personally weirder just because, like, I remember having I hated Tony Romo, hated him when he was on the Cowboys. Like, that is a feeling I will never forget. It was like, it's just like watching him come onto the field, like come onto the link, or us going there and him stepping into his stadium. Anytime he stepped anywhere on the field, I saw him. I heard freaking Troy Aikman, Joe Buck talking to Tony Romo. Oh, it just irked me, man. It irked me. I mean, I respect the guy now, and I'd say the best commentator. I
yeah,
love the guy as a commentator. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
man, every time I saw that guy in a Cowboys jersey, oh, that was I think my first true Eagles Cowboys like hate I had, you know. And so when he retired, I was like, wow, this like this is weird. This is really weird. Like I don't have that. I mean, I still don't like Dak because he's a Cowboys quarterback. Um, or I don't like him as a Cowboys quarterback.
Yeah,
But it's not the same, you know.
yeah.
It's not the same as it was for Tony Romo. But then, yeah, going back to Eli Manning, yeah, that was really weird because, yeah, it was, yeah, another guy. I despised Eli Manning because he was the Giants quarterback, you know,
Yeah,
and so seeing him go was just like, God, like both Mannings are gone, you know.
yeah,
I think that was another factor that made the Eli Manning retirement even weirder was because it's like, oh my gosh, like Peyton's gone now, Eli, like there's no Mannings in the league. This is nuts. Yeah. But Drew Brees, the next one, yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad because yeah,
yeah.
he's
Now it's just like now like this like we don't even know what the Saints really are. They're still a
yeah,
talented team, no, even with Drew out. It's
yeah,
just knowing that it's like he's never gonna come back. It's like now, like it's like the Saints are officially now. They're officially entering a new era in their history.
yeah. I mean,
So
it's the same thing for the Patriots, except Tom Brady's still in the league. You
yeah,
know.
so that's why it doesn't feel as different. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Yeah, I think once Tom Brady retires, that's gonna be like the biggest like WTF moment. I'm gonna sit there for in
Yeah,
silence for a
once he
little bit when I
retires, I'm gonna be. I've never had. One thing I could never fathom was an NFL season without Tom Brady playing in one form or another, and so that's gonna be super awkward
yeah,
to,
it's
to watch.
yeah, man, it's crazy. This
But it's gonna
well,
come probably next season, to be honest.
probably yeah.
No.
If I hope that if the Bucks win the Super Bowl this season, I hope he just retires after that. I don't like. I mean, I know he's got more juice in him, but it's like, dude, just end on a good note. Pull a Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning probably could have played another year or maybe another two, but he was like, nah, I won the Super Bowl. I'm gonna, you know,
Yeah,
like,
like yeah, he's not gonna do that.
I think if the Bucks win the Super Bowl this year, I think he should just retire.
Yeah, I think so too, man.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, but going to the game, breaking down the actual game, we talked a lot about Drew Brees and whatnot. I mentioned real quick, the Bucks defense played great. That was one of the best performances I've seen the Bucks have, and
I agree. Yeah.
they clicked at the right time. I mean, I was crapping on the Bucks defense for the way they played against the football team. This week was a much better defense. This week was much better. I mean, man, forcing turnovers left and right, man. Because the Saints had plenty of opportunities to drive and score and all that, and the Bucks just no interception, no forced fumble, interception, interception. Like it was good. Oh, and they got a pick six, right?
Yeah, they got a pick
Yeah, yeah,
six.
yeah. Yeah, they did get a pick six. Yeah, the Buccaneers defense has played lights out in terms of turning the ball over. And if they can force turnovers against Green Bay, I think they'll win that game.
Mm-hmm.
If they can force turnovers. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I like their
Packers don't turn
performance.
it over.
I know, that's the thing. But the last time they did play each other, Aaron Rodgers threw two picks, one of them being a pick six. And after
Yeah.
that, the Packers just slept the rest of the game. So we'll see. We'll see, man. Um, the Bucks offense, it played okay. I think it was more so just a testament to how good the Saints defense is. The Saints defense is really good, and Marshawn Lattimore, the Marshawn Lattimore Mike Evans matchup is always great to watch. Marshawn Lattimore over the years has gotten the best of Mike Evans, um, you know, but yeah, the Saints defense played good. It's just the difference is the Bucks defense was able to force turnovers. The Bucks didn't give up they didn't give up a single turnover at all. So I think that was ultimately the big difference in this game. Because I mean the the Bucks I think finished out scoring 17 unanswered points. Yeah, because
Yeah.
the Saints were up 20-13, and then game finished with Bucks winning 30-20 because of turnovers. I mean all the Bucks touchdowns were off of turnovers. And then the last turnover was the turnover to ice the game.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. I think it was the Buccaneers' mission to protect the ball more than even like scores more points. They definitely wanted to win the turnover battle, and they
Hmm.
wanted to win the time of possession battle,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's basically how they lost like the last two games. And
Hmm.
so, and I mean, credit to Brady, who I basically think is like the coach of that team more than Bruce Arians.
Oh, I agree.
He's really how he elevates his team, especially to play in the most important game to date for them. So I think it's a testament to Brady, a testament to like his influence, the kind of mentality he instills in that locker room. And both I think and listen, the Bucks offense was not productive, like it was not that
Uh,
productive. Antonio Brown, one catch. Gronkowski, one catch. Mike Evans, one catch. If anything, they got the ground game going more than the
yeah,
passing
yeah,
game.
yeah. I was
Leonard
gonna mention
Fournette
that.
came out. He busted out his 2017 self, and he was just able to run in strides. And Ronald Jones had a great game too. So it's I think for the Bucks, it's more so about efficiency, keeping the ball away from Drew Brees and the Bucks defense. When you do got Drew Brees, you gotta get after the ball, and they got after him. Three interceptions. One of them, I don't think the last one necessarily Brees' fault. It was just an
No,
unfortunate tip.
yeah,
But yeah, but yeah.
yeah. It's crazy to think. That was Drew Brees' last throw.
Yeah. I
Isn't that
mean,
crazy?
yeah, it does suck, but
Yeah.
it's it's
I mean, hey,
common.
Tom Brady's last throw ever as a Patriot was a pick six. So,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
it happens.
it happens. Yeah. But, man, yeah. Yeah, you're right. The run game was definitely really good. Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones definitely balanced that out pretty well. Brady finished with exactly 200 yards. Completion percentage was, I think, just barely above 50. So, I really like the way the Saints defense played, but also really like how the run game was for the Bucks, and also the fact that the Bucks were able to force turnovers, but the
Mhm.
Saints weren't. So yeah, no, I really like the game, and for it being Drew Brees' last game, even though it's a loss, I like I like the game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I
yeah, the game was good.
Yeah, I said last week this might have been the game I was looking forward to the most, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only last thing I can really say, more so for the Saints, is that except with Drew Brees now retiring, they're gonna have to now look at it's gonna be a competition between Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston.
I think
And
Jameis Winston might be the quarterback. I think that if I'm remembering correctly, I think the Saints just gave Winston like another year extension or something. And also, you the commentators were talking, and they pan over to the sidelines, and you see Drew Brees look up, point at Winston, and he says something. It looks like, if you read lips, it looks like he says something like, "This is your team. Like, this is your team now." Like, and like you could see in Drew Brees' eyes, like this, like like then he knew. I think, I mean, hey, the pass that Winston threw for a touchdown, that was a freaking great pass. I mean, you know, and hopefully Winston's LASIK surgery has paid him dividends. And honestly, I think Winston should probably, because Taysom Hill, he's more of a wildcat kind of player. Just he's the
yeah,
Joker. He the not I'm not talking DC reference, I'm just like the Joker, the wild card, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those players. I don't think he's like a truly quarterback position. Winston is, but I don't think Taysom Hill is. So I think they should roll with Winston as the starter.
um, I think it's just more of a wait and see kind of thing. I do think, yeah, I agree. I do agree with you. Yeah, I think throughout a entire NFL season, I think Winston gives him the best chance at quarterback more than Taysom Hill.
Hmm.
Because yeah, you're like you said, Taysom Hill, he's a wild card, he's a wildcat kind of player. He works at any position, but I think if you just limit him to just one position for the long term, I don't think that'll pan out well.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
yeah, the Saints are gonna be now. The only thing I'm uncertain about them is if they're gonna like regress, or if they're gonna maybe have more of like a more explosive offense. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
It's just
because
gonna be
yeah, because Drew Brees couldn't throw a deep ball this entire
yeah,
season.
yeah. Like you could tell every time he tried to throw it, his ribs were just hurting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm
yeah,
excited though to see. I'm excited though to see what direction the Saints go after, because when you lose basically one of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time, uh, it's not gonna be. It's not hard. It's hard to just get back
top
up
10.
on.
I'd say he's top five.
Yeah, I'd probably give him top five to me. Yeah, he's top five by far.
Yeah,
So yeah, once you lose one of those, it's not one of those. Oh yeah, we'll just get right back on our feet. They're gonna need to change the play calling for years to come now that he's gone.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Man, any other thoughts you have on the Saints Bucks game in particular? Any last
No
ones
sir.
or no? All
You?
right. So with that, shall we get into who we think is gonna go to the Super Bowl? Oh man, it's been a long time coming. Our predictions for this game, the Super Bowl 55. So,
Yeah,
all right,
my
let's
bracket
go.
took a big hit.
Yeah. Mine didn't. But yours did.
Yeah.
I won't pull up the brackets just because I was having trouble loading them for some reason, and then also, I mean, it's just two games,
Yeah.
in a Super Bowl to predict. Um, But yeah, NFC Championship, Packers hosting the Buccaneers. What do you got?
I
Who's
got the
going?
cheese heads. I got the cheese heads, and I think this game is going to be. I think now, since what I just saw with the Bucks and Saints, I think this game. I think it has a chance to go down as a classic. I really
Yeah,
do.
I'm gonna stand by my previous prediction with the Bucks. Just because, you know, but who knows? This is the first time that Aaron Rodgers is going to play a home game in the NFC Championship. So who knows how much that could play into, you know,
I think it's gonna be. I
his
think it's gonna
ability.
be a huge benefit.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows how much that benefits him, because yeah, a home game for the NFC Championship, that's big. That's important,
Yeah.
I mean, whether if the Bucks lose, I'm not going to be surprised.
Hmm.
But I just think they'll win just cuz I'm counting on the previous unfortunates of the Packers. They're I think they lost their last. Yeah, they've been to, I think, 3 or 4 NFC championships since their Super Bowl appearance. I think it's three, at least 2. I do know that,
Well, I
at
know it
least
was
2.
the Falcons, 49ers, and oh yeah, yeah, three. It was three. Falcons,
Yeah,
49ers, Seahawks. All of
yeah,
them not at home. So I
yeah,
mean, we seen the Packers when they're in the NFC Championship. I mean, it's usually they usually get blown out.
yeah. And
So
even and even when they went to the Super Bowl, they were in Chicago.
yeah, so I think it's gonna play to their benefit more so. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, yeah. I agree, but I'm gonna play on the. Even though it is at home, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If there's one team of all the NFC playoff teams that has the chance to win in Green Bay, it's the Bucks. And I predicted that a Bucks Green Bay matchup would happen. And hey, I'm right.
You were
I'm
right,
right.
and I
And
was wrong.
so, yeah. And so here it is. Here's this opportunity. If there's one quarterback that can play in the cold, other than Aaron Rodgers in the NFC, it's Tom Brady. It's
Yeah.
Tom Brady. So I and everybody doesn't want Tom Brady in another Super Bowl, but sorry, I'm gonna predict the Bucks. I'm predicting the Bucks, man. It
Yeah.
is gonna be a close game. I am super excited to see it though.
Me too.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, yeah. AFC Championship though. Bills Chiefs. What do you got? Does your opinion? We both said the Chiefs. Does your opinion change at all?
My opinion has not changed at all. The only thing I could just now, I guess the only thing I can really see happening is kind of like another. Now, okay, I guess I'll say this: I don't see this game being a shootout at all. I really do see this being a very low scoring game. But I do think at the end of the day, I mean, the football gods were on Chad Henne's side, like really, like they were on Chad Henne's side against the Browns. So I mean, I think the Chiefs are gonna win in a very low scoring game. But I think even if the Bills lose, I think this was probably the best season in Bills. No, I don't know about they've been in the Super Bowl, but I think this is the most like this is like the best season they've had in at least from like from 2000 to now, best season by far.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I think the Chiefs will win only if Mahomes plays. And even then, I still think they might lose. I'm going to predict the Chiefs to win if Mahomes plays, but if Chad Henne's starting, Mahomes doesn't get to play because of concussion. I think the Bills are going to win that game. I think Mahomes being out is a huge factor. Like
I still don't even
I,
think that they would lose. If I'm being
they
honest.
really, I
I'm
mean,
being honest.
the
I
game
think
got
that
a lot closer between the Browns and the Chiefs once Chad Henne went in.
I
I mean,
understand that, but
the only time Chad Henne looked good was on that last drive to seal the game.
I'm sorry. I think even if first of all,
Even with Chad, oh,
this is all
don't.
no, look, this is all hypothetical because we don't even know what the situation is. I still
Yeah,
think that no matter what, the Chiefs win. I'm sorry, Andy Reid
it's
is
not
too
a
much
it's
of a
not a
play
no
calling
matter
machine.
what for me, man. It's only
I know
if
it's not.
Mahomes plays. No, man, with Chad Henne, I'm sorry. Look, that was They were playing the Browns. I mean, not that the Browns are bad, but the Bills are a lot better than the Browns. Come on, if the Browns,
Yeah, I
if the
agree.
Bills, and if okay, if the Bills were hosting the Browns in the AFC Championship, who would you predict? You'd probably predict
Obviously,
the
host the Bills. Yeah.
exactly right because there's a clear difference. The Bills are a lot better than the Browns are. The Browns only lost by
I'm
5 points.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Only by
sorry.
5.
Dude, the
Oh,
Chiefs have so much good going for them.
but
Like,
the thing is,
of course they're gonna win, no
but
matter who the quarterback
I
is.
don't know. Nah, man, it's not a no matter what for me. It's
It's a
because
no
I
matter.
think even with Mahomes, they could still lose. Not I'm
There's no
saying it's
way.
gonna happen, but even with Mahomes, I still think they could lose.
Nah, there's no way.
I don't know. The Browns after the first
Mahomes
quarter.
lost has lost one game all season, and he still played good in it.
I
He
mean,
lost one game.
yeah, but even in some of the wins though, like even in some of those wins, he played worse than in the game that they lost to the
But
Raiders.
they still won.
I
Like
mean,
that's the thing. It's like they're
but that's
incapable of
Mahomes.
losing.
That's not Chad Henne though.
But even the Kansas City Chiefs as a whole, it's just they have such a winning culture around them.
Okay, sure,
It's
but
so
the
like the
Bills,
Patriots.
the Bills momentum right now, I think is a lot hotter than the
I
Chiefs.
honestly I think the Bills momentum kind of stifled because
I
they didn't
I I would
because
not say so.
well because they no they have momentum. It's not but it's not like how it was entering this week. More so how it's entering this next week. So I mean the Bills. Listen, I'm not saying the Bills winning is impossible, but it's not likely to happen just because the Chiefs are too loaded. No, even with former Miami Dolphins
I mean,
quarterback
look,
Chad Henne.
I'm not denying that the Chiefs are loaded. That is true. I mean,
Yeah,
Mahomes isn't the only good player on that team, no doubt, no doubt. But Mahomes provides such a different and better dynamic than Chad Henne does. As I said, like, come on, the it's
I'm
true.
sorry.
The only good drive Chad Henne had was the last one. That interception he threw was pretty bad. There was
Oh, it was
no
terrible.
Chiefs.
It was a
There was no
terrible
Chief
pick.
player remotely in that area.
It was
No
a terrible
one.
pick. Yeah, I
Nobody in
know.
that area. Like the only time Chad Henne played good was that last drive. That's it. That's it. I, I mean, sure he might put up one or two good drives against the Bills, but the Bills defense is a lot better than the Browns, and so is the Bills offense. The For me, if the Bills play Chad Henne, oh, they win. For me, they win. But if Mahomes is playing, I'm going to predict the Chiefs. And still, like I don't know, I just think the Bills right now are still the better team. But with Mahomes in, the football gods will choose the Chiefs. I think.
I think the football god will choose the Chiefs regardless, just as an organization. I'm sorry, Avery.
We'll
I
see,
know
man. I don't know. I
my
think that's a pretty crazy
it's
opinion.
crazy, but I know it's gonna happen just because it's just one of those things. It's just we just have to learn to accept that the Chiefs are gonna win the Super Bowl for the next 4 years. It's just something I have to accept as a Chargers
If
fan.
okay, if Chad Henne plays next week and they actually beat the Bills, I'll let you just slander me next podcast.
All right, I will. Trust
Yeah.
me, I will.
You can slander me in front of all the viewers. Slander me all you
No,
want. If
no,
if
hold on,
Chad
hold on.
Henne takes the freaking Chiefs to the Super
I'll
Bowl.
say this. I'll say this. If because I even with Chad Henne, I still think the Chiefs are gonna go. So even if the Chiefs, be in my case, if they face the Packers, obviously I have the Packers in that game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no
You know what I
doubt.
mean? But I just have if Chad Henne's gonna
What
play
you're
this.
saying about the Packers versus Chad Henne is the same thing I'm saying about the Bills
I
versus
think the
Chad Henne.
Packers are substantially better than the Bills.
No, not substantially.
Well, what I mean substantially, it just means it's more of like an obvious thing. It's like I'd say, yeah, like if you have Packers at Bills, or no matter what, Packers versus Bills, I'd choose the
I
Packers.
mean, okay, I'd probably choose the Packers, but I'm still not gonna count the Bills out
I
of winning
wouldn't,
that
but
game.
I'm counting them out against Chad fucking Henne.
You're ridiculous. Oh, if
Now listen, what
if
now listen,
if
when I'm right, when I turn out to be right, I want something. You know what I mean? I don't like I'm not gonna say all this just to earn nothing, but what? Bragging rights? I don't want bragging rights.
all right,
I
I
want
thought
something
okay,
physical.
okay, okay, all right. What do you? All right, we're this will go two ways. Because all right, if Chad Henne, and this is all dependent on if Chad
Yeah,
Henne
if he
plays,
starts,
right?
yeah,
If Mahomes plays, then this bet is
this means
whatever bet
nothing.
would have is off. But
Okay,
in the event that Chad Henne plays, right, and Chad Henne wins the Super Bowl, or not wins, takes the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. God, winning the Super Bowl would be even
that would be
crazier.
insane. That'd be a new Nick
Um,
Foles.
yeah, God, that'd even be more wild because at least Nick Foles played the rest of
Yeah.
the regular season. Anyways, um, so if Chad Henne actually takes the Chiefs to the Super Bowl, what do you want? Because for me, the other way around is the Bills blow out Chad Henne. Not blow out, but maybe at least win by 2 possessions.
What do I want?
What do you
I
want,
want
dog?
you. I want you to wear. I want you to wear the Chargers jersey that I gave you on the podcast.
Oh man, I'm sorry. That's in San Diego.
No, you left that in San Diego.
I'm, I'm sorry, man. I mean I don't. I'm
You
gonna
should
be
have
honest.
brought it with you.
I'm
All right, fine. Then a new thing. I want $6 million. Then I'll take $6 million instead of you wearing the thing. Okay, fine. In reality, then give me your terms. Then give me your terms. I want to
All
hear
right.
yours just so I know
If the
where the
Bills
ballpark is.
beat Chad Henne's Chiefs by at least 2 possessions,
Wait, by at least two possessions, so not even beat them. Just
at
by it
least
has
2.
to be. Okay, fine.
If the Bills win and it's not by 2 possessions, I don't think any of us should win our
Okay,
bet.
fine. Okay, that's fine.
Um, yeah, my terms are Bills beat Chad Henne by 2 possessions. Your terms are Chad Henne beats the Bills. Um, what do I want? That's a great question. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if this is something I can come up with right now. Do you want to just do a money bet? I mean,
Yeah, let's do a money bet. It's
money
more easy.
bet, money bet. All right. How about
How much? 20
20?
or more?
Let's go 30. Let's go 30.
35.
40.
Do you want me to say 50?
No, let's cut it
Okay, fine.
off.
40. $40.
$40.
I'm with that.
All right, I'm with that too. All right. $40. And gosh, it's funny, we're all hyping this bet up now just to probably watch. Mahomes is gonna play.
Wow, Mahomes gonna get the start, and it's not even gonna matter.
Watch. He's gonna clear concussion protocol and he's gonna play.
Yeah.
Oh man. But in the event, Chad Henne plays. Well, this bet stands.
hmm
All right.
So okay, but so let me ask. So now you still have in your scenario you have Chiefs Bucks going to for the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So is it still Chiefs coming out on top, or do you have anything different?
Yeah, yeah. But it also depends on if the Chiefs win and like how they win. Because if
Mhm.
they like barely beat the Bills, but then the Bucks go out and like just whomp the Packers, I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but just hypothetically, then I might change my prediction.
I probably let's say so. Yeah, I'm assuming Mahomes plays. I'm assuming the Chiefs beat the Bills, and I'm saying opposite of you. I'm saying that the Packers go to the Super Bowl. I think I still have. It's weird, but I still have the Chiefs winning. Not
Yeah,
now, but I have them winning a shootout more, not a defensive struggle actually.
yeah, yeah,
So, but yeah, I don't really think Mahomes. It's just one of those things where no matter what, I can't really change my stance on them because he's that damn talented.
yeah, yeah. All right. Anything else you wanna say, or should we
What
wrap
is
it
there anything
up? I
else I
mean,
want to say? Yeah, I mean we should wrap it up. If there's one thing else I got to say, it's that I think Brandon Staley is going to be good for the Chargers. Whoever the Eagles hire it's not going to matter. I think the Eagles are going to be a joke for the next
I
at least
unfortunate
6 years.
6 years, we'll see, but at least 4, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I unfortunately have to agree with you. It
yeah.
sucks. It sucks.
I'm sorry, Avery.
The last thing I'll say is Drew Brees, one hell of a career, and it was great to watch Drew Brees. That's the last thing I
Yeah.
want to say.
Hey, round of applause to Drew Brees.
All right, all right, all right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and This concludes. Oh gosh, nice blooper right at the end there.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks guys for watching, and that concludes the third Thunderbird podcast. We look forward to talking about the Super Bowl next. See you guys next weekend.
Thank you guys for checking this out.